All right, you should be able to hear me now. But we called this last night. We were taking a look at the charts. We were taking a look at everything kind of dropping, seeing what's going on here. And what I was kind of noticing is this high right here, where it kind of came down, channeled across from April, like this is March, where we had that crazy spike up here. Then all the way across here, basically sideways, not really making much of a high. I mean, you had these points right here. You could have been trading. You could have been trading in there. Meme coins were going great because you had liquidity just kind of pushing it. But we charted out and we saw that this is a bull flag right here. And it did break out as expected. You filled the gap here. And as soon as you fill the gap, I mean, I'm not even going to use this spread up here. I'm going to use these right here. It just makes more sense where the tops really are. But if you draw a straight line across there, that's where the breakout point is, right here. Let me switch up the chart because I think it'll look better that way. Yeah, that's perfect. So where I said it broke out, it wasn't strong enough to hold it. I said you're probably going to come down a little bit lower, maybe 170 and 60-ish, and we definitely are in that range right now. I did stable out. I did sell most of my bags just to make sure I had the USD. One hand, I'm not too worried about missing my entry, but I'm not too worried about any of that shit where people are like paper hands. Like, bro, we're playing different games here. We're trading the same coins, but it's a different situation. I mean, one thing I do want to point out for anybody that thinks that this is crazy, like it's got to go higher. Well, it doesn't have to. Like, that's one thing you need to know. It does not have to go higher. Despite what everybody's bullish sentiment tells them, this doesn't have to do that at all. Because, like, look, bro. Why would it need to go any higher? Like how much it's been running up from down here. $18 Solana, up to $200 and some dollars there. So why do we need more than that? Tell me that. Because Bitcoin, I feel you on that. One thing I will say is we could be seeing a setup just like this. You saw this high, comes down here, kind of crawls across here. So if we can keep this range in like the 170 above 160-ish, of like maybe even 150, like mid 50s, if we can keep basically this support and higher and bounce that way, that we're good. I think that's a good situation to be in because it looks exactly like this situation right there. I don't know why I keep calling them situations, but you get what the fuck I'm talking about. Let's just put a little fucking happy face right here so you get the idea. If we get one of these, we can duplicate. How do I copy? Okay. Bang, bang. Yo, what? So if this does this, phew. Okay, cool. I'm not gonna get it. You see what I'm saying? This kind of looks the same here. So if we get this and it goes over that way, that's cool. But again, my point with showing you this zoomed out chart is look all the way down here, guys. There's no reason this has to go any higher. Like we had these lows and it ran all the way the fuck up from that $8 all the way up to here. That's insane. Point blank period. That's a pretty insane run right there. So for it to come down like this, when you've seen the chart telling you what it's going to do, and for it to shit like this and everybody panic at the same time, no matter how many times you tweet, don't panic sell, what happens here? What happens here? People are not panicking. They're just saying, fuck, man, I'm good with my profit. I'm not going to watch it just disappear. Last night I literally did that. Live, I was like, yo, I'm stabling some of this shit up. I'm not going to sit here and watch it go all the way back down because I'm all right. Like, I've been buying for a long time. So you don't need to, I don't know, save your investment. There's going to be other investments, like, and you could just let it sit there if you truly believe in it long term. Like, think about this. Think about your 401k. How often do you fucking touch that if you have one, or if you understand what the traditional 401k retirement plan was? You never fucking touch it because you get penalized when you touch it, and when you take funds out of it, and you have to pay that back. You have to pay taxes on that shit. So if your long term is considerable, like 15 years, like I don't want to touch this for 15 years, that's fine. Just know that the people that are handling your money, they are trading it, they are moving it around, they are buying the bottoms and selling the tops. They are trying to make as much money and give you as little as possible so they stay in business as an investment company or firm or whatever it is. That's the way that your money fucking works. Until you start to understand like how your money is being managed, you're not going to be able to manage yours the right way. So if you sit here and hold 2 round trips because OGs are saying that, yeah, I've held so many round trips, I don't sell anything. Well, fucking good for you, dude. Like, that's stupid. You can see the chart fucking telling you when to buy and sell. Why would you sit there and hold throughout it? Just because you're You sound like an addicted gambler that doesn't know when to fucking fold or when to take your profits off the table. That's not a situation you want to be in when you're playing a volatile game like this. So these people that are scared to sell their Pengu because they're going to lose their position, it was a fucking airdrop. You can reestablish your position and manage it from that point going forward. You don't have to put all of your clip into one buy. You can average down, you can average up, just like anything else. Like it's people make this so much more complicated than it has to be. When you see people that are like, I'm so bullish on Solana right now. Great, dog. I'm bullish on taking fucking profit and watching this bitch go back down and buying it again and running it back up, because that's way smarter, and that's like better than telling people I'm bullish on Solana. When you just type I'm bullish on Solana, no shit, we were bullish at $8, but it doesn't negate the fact that we need to take money off the table. We need to fucking continue to grow our portfolios, and growing in USDC value is probably much smarter than growing in any other value because of the volatility, and you're able to capture the gains. You're able to use that to short the fucking market. If you were watching this last night and you understood what I was trying to show you right here, like you got lower lows, three in a row, that should have been a signal like, yo, at some point I could probably short this. I don't have to go crazy high leverage, but if you caught it on the tail end here, you could have hit it for a nice fucking 100x and just been printing that bitch all night long. But you also could set it at like 3 to 6% leverage. Put a sizable amount on there. Let it go all the way back down to the targets, the 60 or 160, 170. Take your fucking profit off the table right there. Yeah, sure, you're not going to have the Solana, but if Solana keeps going back down the way it looks like it's going to go, like, sure, buy it back down here. You're buying it $50 cheaper or $70 cheaper or whatever the fuck it is right now. Like, you're buying it cheaper. So I'm not bearish on Solana. I'm not bearish in general. I'm just looking at the chart and showing you what I'm seeing. We literally need to see this exact pattern to that shit to go back up. We need more volatility. Sorry, guys. I know. Yeah, if you want that to make that next move up, that's a good, I don't know, place to be mentally. Have a little bit more attention rather than just hoping. Look at what's going on in the world, though, guys. Fucking drones, war, nuke bombs. Like I said before, your biggest saving grace, in my opinion, and the catalyst to kind of change the trajectory where we're headed right now is going to be like January when Trump's put in office. You're either going to see some wild volatility to the downside or maybe upside. I don't think it'll stay this like pretty flat. I think it'll be a very pivotal point when stuff like that goes down. Yeah, so I'm kind of bullish on that end, but just be careful with your trading and all that shit. I mean, this looks like it should look. It should ran up, sold off, and you got the people just taking the massive profits that were probably holding on way, way prior than this. Like, think about people that were like so big brain and people like him that were putting hundreds and thousands of dollars in, you know, at under $20. Those motherfuckers got to be taking profit right now. They'd be the dumbest investors not to be taking profit, because it's just astronomical the amount of money that they made just on that, let alone any meme coins they're able to trade and, you know, be early on from being privileged to that information. But guys, I got about 6 more minutes and then I got to get ready for work and do all this shit. But this is the GM show or whatever the fuck we're going to do here. I'm just vibing out. Still need to take a shower. I just literally rolled out of bed, threw the robe on and said, let's go. But yeah, man, we call this. This isn't a surprise. I know I'm muted now. Thank you, guys. It's still early. This is hilarious. Is this one? Oh, this never came on, huh? That's unfortunate. Whatever. All right. Mr. Greenity is right louder. So there's more people in here now. What I was basically just saying is we called this shit last night. When you have lower lows, lower highs, it's telling you what the chart's going to do. If we have this same setup where it goes across here, just look at how long that took, though. November, that's April. It's a long time to be sitting around. It's a really boring place to be. So you better start getting a building or setting shit up, because if this doesn't, you know, work out to your favor, you're coming back down. That's pretty clear on that one. But man, I'm gonna have to be pushing it now. Let's see. Why not simply unfollow? All right, can you hear me on this one? Yeah. That's hilarious. All right, so let's run this back real quick. All right, my point last night was we saw this right here. We saw lower lows established right here, nothing making higher highs or lower highs in fact, and then it came all the way back down here. You had some nice sell-off, people over the night waking up like, fuck, should have stayed out here. I posted a clip from last night's video where I was talking in the 190 some area. I think we were right around here, and I was like, yo, this is just going to keep dropping. Like, you're probably not going to bounce up to the upside, especially with Bitcoin doing what it was doing and sliding down. You're going to continue to drop. I said 170 160 range. Why do we say that? Well, we look back at previous highs, lows, support, resistance. When we went back to March, we saw that, all right, that's where we filled the gap to a T right here, came back down. We have a nice cup and handle situation that rocketed up here, came all the way back up to the 260 range. And then since then, it's been a downtrend. Just like I said at this one, guys, we're in a downtrend. This is only going sideways. This still was a downtrend. When your highs are lower, that's when you're starting to see like, all right, fuck, this is not working in my favor. This one right here was slightly higher, but it wasn't significant enough to take it to that next level. As you can see, that harder sell-off, like this is a nice gradual one. This is a quick, nope, we're fucked. But you're able to buy back your bags. You're able to reestablish whatever you want. Most people probably were buying prior to this. FOMO people getting in, whatever the case, they might not have been liking that. But again, if you just look at the big picture, you have the bottoms right here. You have the top of the channel right about here. I mean, I would even consider it right here. These are just some spikes up, but like you have more resistance here, 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 and here. What does that resistance become? That becomes your support. So if this doesn't want to catch right here at these few points of support right here, like you see these tops, these little peaks, if this doesn't hold at 170, you're coming back down. You're going to be in the 150 to 120, 130 range. And you're going to be doing that until it decides to go up. That's just the way it is. If we can hold this is way, way better. If we can stay above 160, we can bounce all the way through. The likelihood that this thing does one of these patterns is more realistic, kind of like what we saw here, where it comes all the way back down. Imagine this being that down point, and we just do this, maybe a spike up there, and then eventually higher. That could play out very, very, very easily. I mean, it doesn't look hard, like doesn't look like rocket science like that. So just keep that in consideration. Bitcoin's really going to tell the whole story. That's kind of what I was saying last night. But I stabled out my shit because I was like, dude, fuck this. I'm not doing the round trip. Your favorite KOLs, your full-time traders that are telling you hold, diamond hand. Like, how long are your diamond hands? Are you going to hold it all the way back to $8 and back around again? No, you're not. And they didn't either. They sold out their bags, so they took profit, and they bought massively at where they considered the bottom to be, and all the way up until $100. So they posted all of this stuff. You got to think like those probably aren't the exact numbers, but relatively close. So play the game the same way. If you were buying in, doing the same type shit, why wouldn't you be taking your profits right now? Why wouldn't you be comfortable with where you're at? Because you have other established positions, and you've made a shit ton of money if you're just holding that way. If your outlook is 14, 15, 20 years, like a 401k, long-term investment and like retirement situation, think about people that have their 401ks. They never touch their money, but the bank does manage their money. Do you think that the bank is going to round trip all of their money? Absolutely fucking not. The bank is going to get their best investors to buy and sell these local tops and bottoms. They're going to be trading these throughout the years. They're going to be putting leverage on these. So last night, if you were listening and you saw the same shit that I saw, what I was talking about in this specific situation where it was like showing you here and we're at this little bit harder of a sell-off, that was a great point to put in, less than 10% leverage or 10x leverage, but you can put a short and write it down and start making money. Because I came from stocks and options. I understood, puts, calls. You can make money no matter what the market's doing. You just have to figure out how to play the game. And you're in a situation now where, well, you got to play the downside. You got to play the negative to this, because there's always the yin and yang to this shit, guys. And it's pretty evident to me that if you are thinking long term, it would be advantageous for you to at some point stable up. You don't lose any money when you stable up. You actually, in fact, lock in a gain rather than wait for it to go down and stable at a lower point where you're locking in a loss of profit, not a loss of funds, a loss of profit. Because if you entered prior to all that, you're still in the profit. You just lost some of it because you're hoping and waiting. And people that round trip like myself, all we did was hope that it was going to change course, and it never fucking did. We listened to the bigger accounts. We listened to the people that are trading better, the full-time guys saying whatever the fuck they're saying. But my thing is, there's not a lot of transparency with people just saying shit. It's easy to post. It's easy to get clicks, likes, and hype, and you can ride the momentum in the wave. It's the same way that we do that in the charts. It's people's emotion that we're trading off of on here, because people are hoping and expecting and seeing the same exact points. Look, man, like when I zoom out of here, you can get 15 people that have been trading stocks, crypto, or whatever. You don't have to put a name next to this, and you could say to them, yo, do you see any points of support and resistance on here? Do you see anything that's significant that I should be paying attention to? I don't know what the fuck happened to the chart, bro. I'm not gonna lie. This shit's wild. All right, there we go. And the average person's gonna just put a line across the chart. Doesn't have to be exact. They're like, well, it does look like it's a bottom right around this area. It does look like it's a little bit of a channel right there. It kind of went all the way across all summer long. You have your tops right here where it wasn't able to break out. But if you look all the way across, that's damn near your top over here. You have your two peaks where it was unable to break that resistance, and then that resistance became support at this cup and handle situation right here, and then it ran to the upside where we're dealing with the problem now of taking profit. And again, if you didn't stable up at this point, you're gambling, you're running that risk. You are going to get spikes up. You're going to get the people that are going to be waking up hoping that this is like a chance for them to buy in and get it running back to 260. Well, go look at Bitcoin and see what that's doing before you start making any crazy decisions like that, because I don't know if you're going to be totally excited with the outcome of that. That's just the way it is. So again, my point right here, what we're looking for is this smiley face to repeat this smiley face pattern right up here, and to go sideways just like that and break up. Otherwise, I really and truly do think that you will start to go into this world, and there's going to be a lot of sad puppies, right there. But I'm a professional TA expert on Solana, on Say, on every crypto. Just kidding, guys. Do your own fucking research. Use some of this stuff as clues. I got to get out of here, get ready for work. But I think I'm going to start jumping in the morning and give you a little fucking wake and bake. Stay with me, guys. Stay bullish. Wake and bake. Oh, there it is. This isn't a bad thing for the market either, guys. You got to think. This was at $8. It's at 200. Well, it went up to $260. That's crazy. We still need to see the alts run. There's still cyclical moves to be made. So, cash is king, especially in a downtrend, because you're able to find opportunities. But yeah, I'm going to get ready for work. Y'all be safe. And maybe next time I won't fuck up the whole mic. Oh, it's muted again. The shit died. My battery is dead. And you probably didn't hear anything in the third time. So I'm just going to go ahead and delete this, because I don't think anybody heard much of what I'm saying to begin with. But you get the point. This right here was to be expected. This is what we were waiting for all summer. It did the whole fill the gap, cup and handle. Support became resistance, resistance became support. Now we're breaking down here. We need to see it go sideways, just kind of like this, but above 160. If it doesn't stay above 160 and it goes down below, we're going to be looking at this channel for any kind of support. If we can't hold that support, we're going back down. That's just the way it's going to be. Look at Bitcoin to kind of lead the way and see what happens here. You might get a little bit of recovery bounce, but just take a look at the rest of these charts and see what happened there. Like I said, if we can bounce on this line basically across here, great, that's cool. We don't need to make new highs right now, but we can consolidate here. We can start to, get more, retail average people that are looking in, finding this as an entry. Great. They're still going to get burnt because they're not going to know when to sell, or they will. That's one thing I kind of looked at. I was like, you know what? Maybe these guys are too scared to lose money, so they sell quickly, and like they're just taking liquidity right away. But I don't know. I'm going to go charge this microphone and get ready for it. Y'all be safe. Have a good one. I'll see you later tomorrow, somewhere in between. I don't fucking know, to be honest with you, but we're getting it. Peace.